I just want to take a moment and introduce Mr. Jesus Zuniga, who's joining us with Foundation Repair Experts. Um, Tell us about your company and where you're located, and we'll jump straight in.
Hey, good morning, y'all. This is Jesus with Foundation for Experts. We are actually based out of Houston, Texas. Um, Give me a second.
Sure.
Yes, we are based out of Houston, Texas. Uh, Currently, you're probably wondering where there's a lot of palm trees and whatnot. We're actually out on vacation. So,
Yeah, thanks
so
for
yeah.
joining us. Appreciate you making it work from the beach.
Yes, sir.
So let's just walk through your business journey from the beginning. That's always the most interesting part to me is, how does someone go from uh, wondering what they're going to do, and then they end up getting under people's houses, moving concrete, moving dirt, and running a foundation repair company. So how did that go for you? How did you start out in foundation repair?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I knew foundation repair was going to be for me. It's been a family tradition. Uh, It started off with my father. My father started working with one of the biggest companies that there is in
Hmm.
all of Texas. I'm not sure if y'all ever heard of Atlas Foundation Repair.
Hmm.
Uh, he started working with them since 1990. And I mean, I seen it all. I seen him get home, beat up from work. I seen him get home late at night, early mornings. And I always had that drive, uh, that mentality, that wanted to be that someone for me to prevent my dad from having to work so hard. And I've always to tell them, hey, you know what? Let's open up our own company and let's do our own thing. And push come to shove, you know how our parents are. They're worried about the benefits. They're worried about
Hmm.
uh, the ins and out. They want something that's going to be steady and for sure. They're kind
Hmm.
of scared to take on those risks. So I've implied many times, many years. Um, I knew it was going to be a great outcome. Was his expertise and his knowledge. I knew that we were going to get far. So I took that leap of faith back in 2017, and that's when we started our foundation company. And honestly, man, uh, I'm a firm believer of God. Everything it was God's. It was perfect timing.
Hmm.
As soon as we opened up the company, I want to say 4 to 6 weeks later, that's when Hurricane Harvey hit here in Houston area, the Metroplex, and it was it, we made so much business out of devastation. Uh, we got interviewed by ABC 13 News. We came out of there a few times, and thanks to that, uh, to those interviews, we were actually reached out by many, by two nonprofit organizations, such as give me a second to remember their names. Samaritan's Purse,
Hmm.
uh, Samaritan's Purse, and the other one was called, again, this has been many years, Houston Habitat for Humanity.
Okay.
So, yeah, so they gave us a lot of business, man. And I mean, it's been, we met a lot of contractors through them, and we've, we've been honored and blessed with a lot of work.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a wide gamut. We covered a lot of ground there. But it's interesting, you're talking about your parents because I talked to my mom when I was talking about starting a marketing company, and I'm an engineer by trade, so that's my education and what I started in. And she was like lost her mind when I told her, "Hey, I'm going to start this online marketing company." Throw away, this dream job, all the security and benefits that come with it. It's funny though because my mom, growing up, she lost her job in banking several times, like three, four times throughout her career. She just got fired. But still in her mind, it's like, oh, that's the secure thing is to have a job. It's like you need someone else's permission to make money when you have a job. So people think it's a little safer than it actually is.
Oh yeah, most definitely. My dad's going on 4 years already, uh, working with alongside of me. Now
Mm,
he's I mean, and still to this day, I don't think I know it all, but still to this day, it's like if I ever come across something that I may not know or a little bump on the road, I always give him a call like, "Hey, Dad, what do you suggest about this? I've tried this, I've tried that,
mhm.
same outcome." I always puts his little 2 cents in, and it's always what he says. So
Yeah.
it's an honor for me to have a dad working alongside of me, man. Honestly.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
awesome. At the beginning, um, was he supportive of like taking the leap and doing foundation repair, or was he like, no, don't make the same mistakes I did, like stay away?
he was more on that side, lenient. And I mean, I was at that time I was 18. I had just started working at the chemical plant.
Mm,
Uh, Again, oil and you know how
yeah,
us Texans are, man. Oil
yeah,
and gas, oil and gas, oil
yeah.
and gas. That's our number one task here in Texas. Uh, and we had great benefits, life insurance. I mean, the whole 9 yards. At that time, I was making 23, $25 an hour, which is pretty hefty out here.
Yeah.
Uh, he flipped out when I completely went, you know, full hands. Uh, they told us, hey, you know what? We're gonna we're gonna go ahead and lay our guys off. We'll give you a call whenever we're up and running. Uh, I was a painter or blaster
Hmm.
for Chevron Phillips, so a lot of their pipeline yardage was got actually flooded and damaged. The transformers and a lot of items that they needed to repair. And they told us that they were going to give us off 8 weeks, which is 2 months. And I was like, this is my chance. You
Yeah.
know, I was like, I'm gonna get paid while not being physically at work. I'm gonna take my chances and I'm gonna
Mhm.
make it all. And that was it, man. Honestly, I made flyers, I made business cards within that time being. I was distributing around all these neighborhoods, and I mean, yeah, that it was so easy to get work during that time because people were such in a bind. They were waiting for adjusters. They were, I mean, it was a devastating scenario.
Mhm.
But thanks to that, I mean, that's where a business was born, and it flourished from day one, honestly, to to now.
That's awesome. So that 2 month gap that corresponded with Harvey and then all the work that had to come after. Is that right?
Yeah, with 2 months that I put my full focus, my full hands on, I locked in approximately between 6 to 8 months worth of work, and that was it. I put to myself, I was like, you know what? It's it was I started the company with alongside two friends, and I was like, hey, this is it. Like we need to hire more people,
Hmm.
and we went from being a three-man, trans contracts, subcontract, find subcontractors. We went full on, and we hired about 17 employees, and that's how uh, we established and we started getting more work out during those 6 months. Eventually turned into 8 months. 8 months turned into the whole year, and yeah.
That's amazing. So definitely just God's timing with everything, getting the 2 months off, the hurricane. I think you mentioned the TV interview, which sounds like a great, just a windfall, just, you know, fell out of the heavens, perfect gift. So can you talk about just the timing of that? What were you doing when that what TV crew just drove by and saw you, or how did that get set up? Where did that come from?
No, yeah, for sure. So we were actually demoing the interior of this home that had gotten flooded 6 feet. So I mean, we were ripping sheetrocks and hauling off that sheetrock into our dumpster outside. And we noticed that ABC 13 was roaming around the neighborhood and it was driving pretty slow. And we started noticing that they started getting all their gear down, all their cameras and whatnot, and they started filming. Uh, and I was like, man, I thought to myself, well, I told myself like they're gonna come out here, they're gonna come over here, they're gonna come over here, and it was like like if I did the calling, like as soon as they were done
Hmm.
testing their cameras and whatnot, they decided to walk over there and they were like, "Hey, would y'all like?" No, they didn't even ask if we liked. They
Oh,
started recording, and then he like, "Hey, do y'all mind if y'all come out on the video?" I was like, "No, no, that's fine." I was like, "That's propaganda right there." I was like, "All my guys are wearing the company T-shirt. I'm wearing the
yeah.
T-shirt with the number on there and whatnot." And I mean, yeah, what I thought that's what before they asked me for a 5 minute interview, and they asked me uh, the ins and outs, what I thought about the situation, and what I recommended to customers while hiring a contractor because it was a time of need, and a lot of people uh, were creating companies that were
Hmm.
passive companies that, I mean, they were just, in other words, stealing customers' funds, uh, collecting 50% checks and never coming back. A lot of fraudulent
Hmm.
activity going on during those times of need.
Yeah, sure. So in the the time of big opportunity, you're going to get all kinds, a lot of pop-up businesses, some obviously legit and really taking care of people, some just in and out, um, collect the checks and disappear. So how does someone, and not that this is that common, and normally, but how does someone vet like a foundation repair company or some home service contractor? What should they look for to find someone who's going to take care of them?
Honestly, I recommend them to review their start off with their Google page,
Hmm.
and if they're Google verified, that's a big plus. Secondly, check go based on their reviews. Third, whenever that you mention them, you call them, and you give them the opportunity to bid on the work. Ask them if they're insured. You know, ask them if they're insured. Uh, and I mean, another plus will be if can you see me?
Yes, I
This
can.
the screen it went, it's staticky. Okay, I'm gonna just
Okay.
ignore that.
Okay. I can see you and hear you fine right now.
Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna continue. Yeah, but we're going based on you asked me what are some good topics on for individuals hiring contractors.
Hmm.
Uh, Google reviews, Google verification. Uh, Google tends to whoever the owner is, uh, they check their background, make sure that everything
Hmm.
is cleared, so you can have a peace of mind. Uh, Make sure when the company was actually established. If it's less than a year, then it's a higher risk. You don't know where that company is going to be at, in the next 5 years or whatnot. So it's always those are a few pointers to go out there and see.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, you can see if a company can set themselves apart and have that reputation, so you're not the guinea pig. That's good.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we've walked through your business for the first couple of years through Harvey, and then sort of the launch of the business. You did a ton of hiring, which is a whole topic in and of itself. But what happened after that work from Harvey died down? That would have been what did you say, 2017? So what's happened since then?
So I want to say we had a lot of work for 2 years
Mhm.
nonstop. I mean, it's a beautiful time to be alive. Well, for contractors,
Yeah, sure.
uh, it started dying off early 2020, and yes, we had a little rough path. I want to say about maybe 6 months uh, because all of the business that we were getting from it was organic business.
Hmm.
There was no paid promotion. There was no Google Ads listing. There was, uh, that's why I call it a blessing.
Hmm.
So then that's when we, before that, we had actually gotten reached out to by another bigger company, and they kept us very busy. That company is based out of San Antonio. Not going to mention no names. And that's when I put all my eggs in one basket, and I delivered all of our quality and time to them, so that we can deliver
Hmm.
high quality, work. Uh, and I want to say in 2021, there was another devastating, which was, the COVID-19. And
Yeah.
we're, that's another devastating uh, scenario that helped us out a lot because uh, homeowners were actually at home when they never were at home. They were actually noticing, you know, that window not opening, that door not shutting properly, those sheetrock cracks, those tile cracks. So, I mean, we were getting a lot of calls. So, I mean, we made business in and out. I mean, right now it's business is going pretty good. This is our second
Hmm.
vacation um, this month.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, that's
Yes,
not too
sir.
bad at all. So yeah, I remember the in 2020, the home office craze. Everyone is like, going out to Lowe's, doing that home improvement, fixing up their stay-at-home workspace if they are lucky enough to be able to do that. So everyone's locked in their homes, having to actually live in the home that they bought, and they're like, "Oh man, this place is a dump. I got to fix this up. I got to fix these problems." So that makes sense that worked out well. So
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, people we just had to be careful, we had to wear a
Mhm.
face mask,
Yeah.
our boot coverings and whatnot, and not shake hands. That's where the dab, and still to this day, I don't shake people's hand. I just dab them. Just goes back to, that time era where no handshaking was allowed, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very strange times, but I'm glad we're past it. I'm glad we can keep the dab, but occasional handshake is fine too. That's
Yes,
good.
sir.
That's good. So so you're working with this major company, and I assume that they just kind of let you use their brand and they do some marketing for you and then send you work. Was that the arrangement or something
I
else?
mean, they're big dogs in the industry. I mean, they're spending, thousands in
Hmm.
marketing a month. So I mean, since they're based out of San Antonio, they started investing in the Houston area
Hmm.
team. Uh, Due to their correspondent and due to their reviews from over there, helped them out a lot
Hmm.
to get work out here. So that's when the owner reached out and he was like, "Hey man, we seen your company. We seen it's been around for a period of time. Uh, Nothing but great reviews. We started talking about pricing and whatnot. We agreed, and he guaranteed us a lot of work. And sure enough, I mean, within the first month, we noticed how much work he was delivering. I felt comfortable uh, that my guys, you know, uh, had work.
Hmm.
So again, going back to how the business started, I was like, you know what, this is organic work. I put all my eggs in one basket, and we were like,
Hmm.
let's go, let's deliver high quality work so that they can continue to hire us. And come to February of this year, well, late last year, February of this year, that's when we started working with you. Uh, During that time frame, we started slowing down out of nowhere from doing 20, 30 houses a month to not one. And their excuse was like, "Hey, we're slow, we're slow." And they started sending us work, and they'll say, "Hey, that job got rescheduled. Hey, that job got canceled."
Hmm.
So I started, rising suspicious and in my head. And I remember one day I got a Facebook lead from a friend, uh, and I was driving past the area on one of their projects that they had told me they had rescheduled. As I was driving by, I decided to stop by, and yeah, there was a whole other crew, another subcontractor
Hmm.
out there, and that's when I knew what had happened. So I politely reached out and I was like, "Hey man, what was the cost? What was?" And they denied it at first until I told them, "Hey, you know what? I stopped by the project and there was an extra another entity working there." And that's when they told me that they had charged them a bit more, a bit less. So, and this industry is all about who charges. Uh, a little bit less. So
Hmm.
that's I had just gotten a 6,000 square foot commercial building with property. Uh, we have just gotten, new vehicles and whatnot for our expansion, and uh, my DTI during that time frame, it was out. Uh, I didn't know what to do. Honestly, I've never uh, invested in marketing. I never knew marketing could
Hmm.
do such an impact in your own business. Uh, and then that's when I was scrolling through Instagram one night and I seen your ad. Uh, and with no hesitation, I was something told me to text you, hey, you know what? We're interested. I think it was late in the evening, if I'm not mistaken, like around 9 or 10. And
Yeah.
I was like, hey, man, are you available right now? I needed to talk to someone. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. And yeah, you replied like 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes later. You're like, yes, I'm available. You sent me your number. And I was like, that's when I knew. I was like, this guy means business. This guy, it's like another me. And that's when we started.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I was sitting on the couch. I'm watching some rerun, sitting there with my wife, and wondering where my next job is going to come from too. And so I get a text from you, and then it was just a good fit from there. So we jumped in and started doing some marketing,
Yes,
and
sir.
we'll get into that marketing in just a second. Um, I want to talk about this thing that happened with the big brand. So it sounds like there's this race to the bottom with subcontractors because you don't have your own brand, right? You don't have your own reputation that's going to bring in customers. So you have to rely on somebody else's. And then in order to get some of that work, you have to like give away the money, you know, just be as cheap as you can. Um, have would you say that's accurate that having your own brand lets you charge the prices that your work is worth. And then no brand, you're kind of, it's just like having a job. You're at the mercy of someone who's going to give you some work.
Yes. And I tell you why. Um, you're not just selling a product, you
Hmm.
know, you're protecting your name, you're protecting your asset. So it's never going to be the same as an actual company delivering the work.
Hmm.
Yes, if it's a bigger company and you see, unmarked vehicles and different color vehicles showing up to your house, 9 times out of 10, they're subcontractors. Subcontractors, they're not going to deliver the same quality work that that company it's promoting
Hmm.
online. I mean, they're in there for the money. They're trying to make a quick buck, get in and get out. They're going to make temporary repairs
Hmm.
that is going to allow them to buy time for them to collect them funds and possibly be out, 3 to 6 months later. I've seen it happen. I've seen it
Hmm.
happen. On the other hand, if you'll have better luck if hiring an underdog company, a company that's it's a small business owned because small business owners uh, their number one goal is customer satisfaction. They want to
Hmm.
make sure that that customer is going to get them one positive review. One positive review means that they're closer to the next customer. But yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so unfortunately, someone someone was willing to work and make even less money, uh, doing those jobs, maybe cutting corners, whatever it is, and they decided to go with that a different subcontractor. So then you're kind of out on a lark, no source of business, don't have the sort of brand resources, and we haven't taken a leap into marketing yet. So um, the work comes to a standstill. What was that like? Like, how did you what did you try to get out of that hole?
I mean, I was doing what every small business owner
Mhm.
does. I mean, promoting on Facebook, not paying Facebook to promote, but you
Yeah.
know, uploading videos and whatnot. Uh, creating reels and whatnot, and it was actually a rough time, man. It was the number one uh, cause of divorce is financially freedom.
Hmm.
Uh, it's finances. There was a rough time at home. Honestly, I did not know uh, what I was gonna do. Uh, it was sleepless nights. Honestly, I was just praying and praying, and I want to say late February, February 22nd to be exact. That's when I praying one day. Uh, I went to church and I baptized. I baptized myself at Grace here in Humble, and that's when our life started to shift around things slowly. And that's when we spoke, and then
Hmm.
we got our first lead after the first week of us talking, and I think we landed the first two jobs, and I
Hmm.
was like, "Thank you, God." And from there, you know, it started going good. It started getting enough money just to pay the bills, and uh, I think the first month, it was actually the second month when we started grossing over 100,000 in sales again, and I mean, we're back to normal now.
That's awesome. That's great. So that's crazy, the timing of it too. So end of February, obviously a low point. Um, just turning over to God, like, God, help me out. That's that symbol of baptism. It's like less of me, let's get dunked, come back. I'm giving my life to to Christ. And that's a very meaningful thing. I myself
It
am a
was a
Christian.
it was
Go-
a sink or swim situation.
yeah,
It was like my last resort. Honestly, I did not know what I was gonna do, and
yeah.
it's always like that. When things get tough and you don't know what to do, uh, you pray and pray and you seek, for for God, and
Hmm.
God answered and the perfect time, and I was
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think we started working together like it's like a week or a week and a half after that, because early March, I think, is when those first leads started coming in.
yes.
So, I mean, you can't deny that. That's just some God timing right there, how that worked out. So that's amazing. Calls start coming in. Things are getting back to normal. The stress is going down. So talk about what it's like to sort of have your own brand in place where people are just finding you on the internet, seeing your marketing, and then giving you a call. Like, how's that different than posting on Facebook, trying to get, running on the hamster wheel, just trying to get some business?
I mean, put yourself in this perspective. I have, I want to say about 3,000 friends on Facebook. Half of them, I don't even know them.
Yeah.
Out of those 3,000, I only talk to 10 of them. So if I post something, it's always those 10 people always liking and sharing my stuff.
Hmm.
Uh, versus Google verified, you're fully exposed to that
Hmm.
whole area you're servicing. You have they give you the option to put in the zip codes, put it in the location that you would like to work in, and you're obtaining work from all these locations. So it's a bigger marketing, it's a bigger scene that you're getting your business from versus just those 10 people from Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely night and day difference. With Google's where people go if they want to buy something. They want to talk to someone about buying something, so that helps too.
That's how I am. If I wanna know something, the first thing um, it's Google. I asked them, hey, who's the best painter in my area? The first three choices are usually those three numbers that I'm gonna go ahead and call. Same thing in the foundation repair industry. I mean, we're number one based in Humble today, so uh, our number one uh, business is from Humble and Spring area here in Houston. Uh, again, because due to our hard work and all those reviews uh, that that we're getting from is helping us stay
Hmm.
afloat and helping us stay uh, top rank.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit. I know you're doing a lot of work with um, like taking that one customer, one good positive interaction, and then trying to use that to build your reputation. We talked about, getting that one review that can turn into the next job. What else are you doing with those customers to try to make sure that one job doesn't just stop at one job, but we can turn it into job number two, job number three?
It's always customer interaction.
Hmm.
Um, I go ahead and pass all of our phone calls, all of our business from Google to our secretary. Then our secretary sets up the appointments with our salesmen,
Hmm.
and whenever our crew chief show up on site, if we get the job, uh, they're eager to know who's behind the brand. They're eager to know
Yeah.
uh, who's the owner, people are so eager to know all these smaller things. So what sets us apart is that I take the time out of my day and I just don't show up to collect the final last check. You know, uh, I show up in the middle of a project, I introduce myself, and I carry on a conversation. And people love that. People love
Hmm.
that comfort feeling of the person who's behind all of this. Then I simply ask them, hey, you know what? I have a camera crew behind me, and I'm like, shoot some small clips and whatnot. Then I ask them, hey, are you able to do, a 3 to 5 minute interview explaining, uh, how was your hiring process with us? How was your
Hmm.
job experience? And if you like the quality of work that we delivered, and if they agree, I mean, I use that to our advantage and allow them to do the talking so that it's not just, you know, reviews on a
Yeah.
screen. They're actually getting feedback from live customer feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, the review, like the little snippet, the little comment, that's great. But someone on camera standing there with the owner talking about, how great that service was, there's just nothing that beats that. It's like that's how like your friend would tell you about it. Like you're talking to them, seeing their face, their excitement, like I was worried about this, um, had this problem, this guy fixed it. So there's something just our brains are wired to like this is how we want to find out about someone who can help me is someone's face there talking. So
Yeah.
that's definitely very powerful. I don't know that I'm working with anybody else who has hired a video crew. So that's definitely a big step, something that really sets you apart, I think. How did that come about? Where'd the idea to start doing these videos come from?
TikTok, Reels.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. You know, um, I'm always I'm always that type of person that I don't uh, I, I keep my options open, and I was seeing a lot of videos, a lot of people, talking on camera. I'm not a camera guy, but it's actually starting to get, something normal.
Hmm.
I'm not being camera shy anymore. But it took place when I actually seen one of my buddies that owns a business out here in Houston. Shout out to HPC, Houston Preferred Contractors out in Houston. He does a whole bunch of remodeling. But anyways, I started seeing him posting on a daily and whatnot. So I kind of got that feeling, that eager. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give that a try. And sure enough, uh, we started getting, over 40 shares, over 100 likes, and I was like, was it me? Was it what I said? I was still kind of like, I was like, okay, let's give it another try. We started
Hmm.
uploading videos, and eventually, we seen that it was working as well. Hey, man, I seen a video that you did this, and that, and it started to facilitate, and honestly, it has put us aside, and we have gotten lots of business as well from it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think especially just having you being the owner, also being the one on camera is big. People can get to see the because no matter who's working under you, they're thinking like if they've met you and they trust you, then that spreads to everyone else. that's in the company.
And before I collect the check, I ask them, hey, is there anything else that we need to do or that you're
Hmm.
concerned about before we close the job? I make them feel comfortable to where they're like, hey, if you don't like something, speak up now.
Hmm.
I'll go ahead and handle it. I'm not gonna collect this check unless you're fully 100%, you know, agree that everything has been completed, done correctly. Uh, yeah, they do our walkthrough with me, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we love the work and awesome." That's when you throw the hook on them. Will you give
Yeah,
us a review? On camera, not just on Google. And that's what sets us apart.
yeah, it's amazing. So what's next for your company? Where do you see yourself going in the future?
Honestly, man, I don't want to sound too greedy, but I want to be not just a number one. I want to be in the entire Houston area.
Hmm.
I want to be that underdog company that takes over, even if they don't have, even if they don't have a choice. You know,
Hmm.
it just type in foundation repair. My company is going to be the number one that shows up all the time. There,
Absolutely.
that's my goal.
Absolutely. Well, I think you're on the right track. You're certainly eating everybody's lunch in Humble and the surrounding areas. So that's great. Here, stay on the line for just a second, but we'll wrap up the podcast for everybody. I really appreciate you taking the time out on your beautiful vacation to talk to me again. So thank you very much. I'll stop the recording here.